It looks like things are starting to progress a little more. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to episode 9 of The Summer Hikaru Died. And last episode we got a lot of lore, and we got the hamster dude making contact with Yoshiki and realizing that he has been in contact with this monster, this spirit that he's hunting. So, fun. But on top of that, like I said, we got a lot of lore about the village and everything, about how it was set up, and got a bit of lore about the monster that may or not be what's in Hikaru and everything. We assume it probably is, but we don't technically know for sure. And on top of that, we have the girl, the classmate, now has a little bit of hearing loss in one of her ears where Hikaru touched her. So, great. He's left lasting damage on a person. He still doesn't really fully seem to understand it, though. So, it's just kind of a case of unsure if he's going to, learn to truly resonate with humans outside of Yoshiki. Now, we also have this mysterious ending where there's this spirit that goes after them, but Hikaru can't do anything because he gave up part of his strength to Yoshiki and now is too weak. And it seems like it's going to go all bad, but then Yoshiki wakes up and it seems like it might have been a dream, and the one woman is there. So it's unclear if it was a dream or if it was real, and if it was real, what the fuck? What does that mean? And is Hikaru still there too? Is something going to go wrong with him? A lot of crazy shit set up there. And I feel like last episode was doing a lot of preemptive work with these concepts to really drive in the final part of this, at least season. So, all in all, I think we should probably get into this, see what this episode has in store for us, and hope for the best. So let's check it out. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Wow, this snuck up on me. The ending, I mean. There's occasions where it's oh yeah, okay, it's over. I'm a little surprised, but it feels about right. It's there's been a lot that's happened. And then this episode, it's just how the fuck did it end already? I'm thinking we're halfway through the episode. And then all of a sudden the credits start rolling. I'm what the fuck? Huh? And occasionally that happens because it's I get so invested in the episode. The entire old adage of time flies when you're having fun. It's not really that I was having fun. It's just I was so invested in everything happening. And not a lot happened this episode. When you think about it, this episode was very simple. It was the aftermath of last episode with Miss Kayabayashi, I think it was. You had the flashbacks and everything and the manju buns. You had them talking to this woman about what Hikaru is and everything going on with that, and finding out that she's going to be an ally, but that Yoshiki could also be in danger if shit's not taken care of. And then we, of course, follow this lead and see this old man who is blaming the Indo family for their past mistakes, specifically this horrific mistake they made. Some kind of deal or something they struck, some kind of like something they did that basically caused not only the famine but the curse and everything else. So it seems like the real Hikaru's ancestors were the cause of it all, and them going onto the mountain praying for forgiveness was kind of like their penance for what they did. And it was supposed to keep things safe, but clearly not. Now the old man is possessed and tried to attack them, but Hamster Man came out of nowhere, saved them, but then just also beheaded Hikaru, because of course he did. And we knew he already had been figuring this out, and we knew, like, he was, like, kind of invested in everything. We knew he's going to kind of be, like, the main antagonist of sorts. Although I would say, like, the village itself, not any particular person in it, or, you know, this guy who's come to it. I would say the village itself, just more in regards to, like, the kind of ideologies and themes and ideas of it all, are more the true antagonist of the series. Especially with, obviously, the themes of queerness and everything that entails. Both the more direct, in-your-face expressions of that, or the allegorical. Because, like I said, this episode had both of those. It was, like, very direct with, like, Hikaru directly asking Yoshiki, it's like, you know, like, did you have feelings for Hikaru? Because I saw how you reacted towards my body, and it's like, were you attracted to him? And it's like, it was very direct. It's very direct. And Yoshiki actually doesn't say no. He just... He opens, like, Hikaru's collar and looks at his body, and he's like, I feel nothing right now. So he's not saying no. And we know the case is that, yeah, he absolutely fucking does. He absolutely had a crush on Hikaru, and I think he still does. But with him also, you know, coming more to terms with the fact that this isn't Hikaru, that this is just, you know, Hikaru's body being puppeted. I think he's like his gayness is obviously still there. Again, it's very much like a case of him being closeted and kind of the themes and everything surrounding that. But it's also a case of he is kind of making that differential viewpoint between the Hikaru he grew up knowing and this one. We even have a discussion in this episode about, like, oh, what's so different about me than the real the original Hikaru? And Yoshiki's like, oh, well, your personalities are a little bit different. Like, he was a lot more observant of people and stuff, things like that. And it's like, so this episode did a lot to showcase, like, kind of the differences there. But Hamster Man, like I said, beheads Hikaru, and we know, like, we even see at the end, like, it's gonna reattach and all that's gonna be fine. But yeah, this is gonna be a problem because there's only a few episodes left. There's 12 episodes, and so there's only 3 episodes after this. Like, we are absolutely gonna be heading into the climax here. Again, at least for this season. I don't know if there's gonna be a season 2. I don't know, like, if this is just the end. I don't know, but I'm very interested to see, because this has continued to be so fascinating. I love that, I love that no matter what, these two are, like, siding with each other, but you can see Hikaru also wavering a little bit. Not because he doesn't trust in or believe in Yoshiki, actually quite the opposite. He's scared to lose him. All these incidents that have been happening and everything, while he doesn't feel anything towards death normally, he doesn't have those emotions. For some reason, for whatever reason, he does have those emotions with Yoshiki. Specifically and solely with him. He is scared at the idea of Yoshiki dying, and I don't even think he fully understands that yet. I don't think he fully realizes how genuinely scared he is of that. So, I'm very curious to see what they continue to do with this and with the themes and messages that they're portraying through these allegorical or direct means. Especially going into this climax. Because I feel like that's going to be important to really, like, close out really respectfully, even if it is just for the season. But yeah, I'm very curious to see, like, what they're going to do about this hamster guy and, like, how many problems this is going to continue to cause. But we also saw that hamster guy is willing to utilize and manipulate the spirits to even get information and stuff. So it's like even finding out, like, for sure that Hikaru was the spirit and everything came from basically reading this anomaly, whatever the fuck they called it, reading its mind in a way. But yeah, it's like this is crazy. But we've acknowledged now as well that Hikaru isn't one of these spirits. That Hikaru is something beyond that. And we've already kind of put together that the most likely option is that he is Nonaki-sama, this literal god. I wonder why taking over Hikaru's body, like, wiped his memory, though. That's something I'm very curious about. And if his memory returned, would he still be the Hikaru, quote-unquote, that we've grown to know throughout this season? Will he still care about Yoshiki at that point? Or will he kind of revert into, like, a almost antagonistic force? Like, I don't know, like the fucking Iron Giant. I don't know why that's what came to my mind, but you know how, like, when the Iron Giant reverts into its weapon form, it kind of makes me wonder if that's going to be, like, something that Hikaru has to go through here. That would be crazy and pretty fucked up, but yeah, I'm just very curious to see, like, what they do with this going into the close. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to end up doing the final 2 episodes together. 11 and 12. Obviously, we will have episode 10 before then, if we do, but I'm kind of just leaving it up in the air for now. It's going to depend on a few different factors. But yeah, this has just really impressed me in ways I just really wasn't expecting, and I'm really, really happy for what this series has overall, like, accomplished. So, yeah. Tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of The Summer Hikaru Died? If there's anything I specifically forgot to mention that you wanted to hear my thoughts on, please feel free to ask. And as always, no spoilers. For now, though, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.